Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world right now. Welcome for the second week in a row to the Hospital Podcast. This is episode 494 with myself, the Kenyan giraffe, or more like the Kenyan broccoli. As you can see, my hair is a bit uncouth, Harry. Uncouth, right? I want to give a massive shout out to everyone in the chat today. We've got a very, very special guest who's going to be joining me in about 30 to 35 minutes. Someone that I'm very excited about. Obviously, I withheld his name up until that point, but actually, we've actually just been supporting him now. So it is Harry Hoax. He's in the chat right now. Can you guys do me a massive favor and just show him some love in the chat? Hoax DNB is in the chat. And yeah, what we're going to do, we're going to run out some tunes. And then we're going to bring him in for a little pre-recorded interview, and then we're going to basically run through his USB, and I'm going to steal all of his dub plates, and he's not going to do anything about it. It's going to be great. Hospital Podcast, welcome. And this track, Unglued, Simone Zen. Let's go. Yeah, big up Zach. Big up Jacqueline. Ready and waiting with my toddler. He loves the Degs podcast. It's his religion. I love that. You don't want to follow me though, man. All right, people, let's do this. I'm going to give some shouts out in the chat right now. We've got some very friendly, regular faces. We've got Speedy Sam, big up Speedy Sam, Monero Moni, Scott Connolly, Sheep Sadian, love that. Big up Kate, good to see you as always. Noel Montoya, Derek, my friend, we are back at it again. And as always, I have to say, there is obviously a lot of comments that you guys post. I do my best to get back to all of you if possible, but please do not feel discouraged. Come and get involved. And we've got a really exciting DJ and producer coming on as a guest very, very soon. Scott Connolly says, Degs hair overcrowding much like the trees. Are you telling me is he saying I need to get a haircut, George? Is that what it is, yeah? I gotta say, this is a Percy for me, man. Absolutely love this tune, Zen, featuring Simone by the incredible Unglued. So I've been having some more sneak peeks of his upcoming album. So when breath becomes air, I'll still reach, you're not there, and I'm gone. So Masaki Rogers says, I'm listening to these on repeat on Mixcloud, but this is the first time listening live. Thank you, Degs, from Tokyo. Masaki, welcome, my friend. Once again, podcast listeners, show some love. I love this shoe, man. And this is on Lens's Hospital mixtape. And this is a track by Logistics. The track is called Rituals. Saul Cruz says, missed the live streams for a few weeks, but I'm glad I'm not missing it. Yeah. It's good to see you, my friend. Now, I know you guys have been asking for a lot more liquid A lot more chill stuff on the podcast. So before we go a little bit more full frontal, right, George? I think we keep the full frontal, not full Monty, mate. I didn't say full Monty, George. I said full frontal, which probably means the same thing. I'm real, George. Yeah. So Jim says, massive love for the D&B fam. Degs starting off the Bay Area morning with some fire. Give me some of that hair, Degs. You don't want this, bro. It stinks of weed for a start. All right, this track right here, Y2 Memories. Cabbage or no cabbage, give Little Future a shout out. Big up Future. He's 2 on Friday. So in about 16 years, I can have the full extent of my banter. But until then, happy birthday, my friend. Jim Son says, George is ready for the full Monty. Aren't you, George? Yeah? No? Right, coming up next, I'm going to play something from Catchin' Cairo. We listened to a bit of Catchin' Cairo last night, right? And this excellent new EP, which features the likes of Turno, Similar, and this track by the incredible BC. Yeah, big up Jacqueline. And we all love Lens. She's such a superstar, right? I've been desperately trying to get her back on the podcast. But yeah, unfortunately, gonna have to wait until 2024.
I've been counting down the days. When it's over, the highlights will be new. I must admit it's way overdue. Late night speaking on FT like Kenny can get me in a new BMW. Right in my rescue. 'Cause I can't wait for us to collaborate. Everything you give, I reciprocate. I can't wait to be with Faye for 5 days straight in race and interlace. Escape with no constraints, drinking champagne, it's overdue. I can't wait to be with Faye for 5 days straight in race and interlace. It'll be amazing.
So yeah, kicking things off with some Liquid vibes. So like I said, party people, you are locked in to the 494th episode of the Hospital Podcast with myself, Degs. Kate, it says Degs has a broccoli head that smells like cabbage. I think, Kate, you're actually a little bit behind, my friend, honestly. Jez Armstrong says, yes, Degs, big up from the Armstrongs. Good to see you guys. Mojo Power says, Electric Castle Festival, here we come. Can't wait. Well, I'll tell you what, my very, very special guest can also be found at Electric Castle. I'm actually going to ask him the question I was going to ask later. Considering that you are a guest, why would I ask it whilst you're staring at me lovingly right now, Harry? So yeah, some more brand new music from that Catchin' Cairo EP. And this one, I have to admit, man, this actually took me by surprise a little bit. And it's by an artist that I really, really rate called Similar on production. And if you've heard his music before, you know, This is why it's different.
Wait for me. I know that you wait for me. Lovingly and patiently. You are a safe space for me. Hold me and you set me free. At the same time, it makes me shine like a diamond.
So yeah, we are actually coming up to podcast 500. And actually, George and I have been talking about it today. And I think it's probably going to be, I imagine it's around March-ish next year. And what we're going to do, we're probably going to do some sort of, obviously, a live podcast, but we're going to do it in a really, really special way. Now, obviously, I've mentioned this before, and you guys have obviously been giving us some suggestions for 500. Thank you so much for those, and we've taken those into consideration. So we really hope that 500 will be a special show. Yeah, absolutely wicked vocal from Catch and Cairo. Alright, some more liquid vibes.
I intend to break this off cause I'ma show ya how I'm a rider for the flow and I'm a lover for the things I can't control. Now we gonna lose the plot to feel the depth deep in the gut, the rise and conquer. They wanna know about how you do that it drive them bonkers.
So a good little bit of trivia from Eric Lavery. He says, I discovered a typo written on the D side of the 500 vinyl. It says voltage rather than voltage. Basically, the reason for that is because Voltage has changed its name to Voltage. So from now on, can everyone please refer to Voltage as DJ Voltage? Right, let's have some brand new music from Justin Hawks from across the pond. You know we're gonna let the intro do the talking there, man. So remix business, Hospital Podcast 494. This track right here is Camo and Crooked Aurora featuring Metric. And this is the Justin Hawks remix, right? Pipe people in the chat, let me know how you guys are feeling. We are bringing in a very special guest in about 15 minutes time. Big up Romania in the house, we got the US in the house, Hyper Eagle. You can send whatever you like, my friend. All right, let's do this. Yeah, big up Justin Hawks. Big up to Jilla in the chat. yeah. So Jim's son says, aye, my bro here is going wild, arms in the air with this track. He says, thank you, Degs. Big up Louis, man. Right, we ready, right? Let's switch it up.
Original South London, back on the place. Watch the ride. Original South London, back on the place. Watch the ride.
It's time for a bit of classic hour, right? George always looks at me a bit funny when I say things like that, right? Ooh. I'm never making that noise again. That's the softest noise I've ever made, man. Jesus. Damn, I love this tune, man. From the greatest of all time, Mr. Dillinger himself. So yeah, Speedy Sam says nothing like a dose of Degs and bass to uplift my mood. Big shout out to you and the whole crew with you. Thank you, my friend. It really means a lot. Kate says Degs is the best at uplifting moods. I don't know how. I know I'm good at uplifting my mood using cabbage. Isn't that right, George? Dub says, damn, I have both of these tracks and forgot what they are. Mood Squad said, yo, for the moon, tunage, big up my friend. Thomas says, big tune coming in hot, just cooking up some Degs on toast right now. I love this podcast, man. These guys are comedians. We've got to get all of these guys to do a segment or something in the future. No? Yes? Yes. Alright, time for some classic Newton. So this was on the Hospitality compilation. Which compilation was this? 2000. 2000 and I don't know. We're going back a little bit before your time, man. George, you were like this big. George was the size of this hospital podcast box. That's how big he was. So yeah, anyway, in all seriousness, this is a very, very special episode as we are about to bring through a very special guest in the next kind of 10-15 minutes. We're actually going to play a little interview that we've done with Harry. Harry Hoax is an incredible DJ producer. I don't want to give too much away because we're going to do a little interview and we're going to run through some dubs. But for now, I hope you guys give him a warm welcome. And yes, you are so correct. Eric also says and reminds us, is also on Forza Horizon number 2. Thomas asks, Degs, genuine question, are you going to come to Brighton for a set soon? My friend, I would absolutely love to come. But for some reason, no one's booking me at the moment. Not in Brighton anyway. I don't know which beer I should drink, George. I think this might look like the alcoholic. This, bro. Don't. I mean, we're trying to make this as good as the Joe Rogan podcast, or even better. Well, that was very classy, George. Kids, don't try this at home. If you are under the age of 18, please don't listen or do what I say. Big tune inside. Derek Schroeder asks, will the trees make an appearance at 500? I mean, well, if we're going to rent out a place, we're going to have to take these with us. Have you got a van, George? You've got, a man with a van, innit? You look like the kind of, you're telling me that I'm the man with a van? Get in my fucking van. This is my mate Stanley. No, let's not do that now. Karma Complex says, hands down, better vibes than Joe Rogan's podcast any day. Fuck Joe Rogan when you can have dubs with Degs. Pick up Freddie, man. Absolutely loving some of these chats right now, man. They're so funny. So Scott says, come and play a set at my house, Degs. I mean, it's possible. Can you fit me, maybe 6 other artists, George, all this equipment, and maybe like 100 people, and 3 cameras, and 4 decks? Then of course, let's do it, man. Let's do it. Where do you live? Imagine if you lived like across the road. That'd be messed up. Right, before I bring the talented young Mr. Harry Hoax, which is not actually his real name. His real name is just Harry. Hoax is his DJ name. Before I bring him in, I'm actually just going to play you guys something brand new before I just read one of the comments that says, hey Degs, do you do sets for weddings? Happy wedding to Martha and Gary. No, I don't. I'm not very good at that. So I'm going to play you something really, really brand new from myself and a great artist called Hato, and it's on Invicta Audio. And I believe it comes out in December, maybe the 8th of December. I'm not 100% sure. I wish Invicta Audio were in the chat so they could remind me of the release date. Okay. But before we go any further, this track is Degs, Hato, Faded. It's out very, very soon on Invicta Audio. And I've got a little message from Toby Hato.
Yes, people, I hope you're all good. It's Toby, also known as Hato. Just to let you know, you can catch mine and Degs' new track, Faded, over on Invicta Audio, December the 8th. You're not going to want to miss it.
He told you himself. So this track, my very first release on Invicta, these guys have been absolutely smashing it, man. Pretty much since the lockdown times. They've honestly just, through the hard work, through just vision, they've been absolutely killing it, man. And yeah, I'm happy to release a tune on their label.
And I'm 5 drinks down.
So yeah, in about 5 minutes time, you're going to hear from Harry Hoax himself, and then we're going to run through your USB and have a little bit of fun. So yeah, this track out very soon. Let's go.
Can't respect yourself. You'll be left upon the shelf.
This life's a fucking game, I learned to balance it, yeah. But when it does you wrong, I learned to manage it, challenge it. You bring more to the table than a mannequin, so never let them people who aren't able, let them damage it. You'll come across them everywhere in every single walk of life. So insecure, cause they don't have the drive to reach the heights. So I'm walking on the sky, call me Anakin. She said that I'm a prick, I find that flattering.
I waited till I was faded, till I'm moving on. Said I'm moving on. And I'm 5 drinks down, feeling hazy, turn the music on. In a world of crowded places, where did you belong?
Yeah, big up Cedric, he says see you in Croatia next summer. Big up Sheeps in here, man. Sipping colder ones don't always be the noble ones. Some people need the facts told, don't sit on it, no holding on for months. I kept it to myself, was waiting for a soul to change. It took some working out, the flexibility, it's out of range. So I turned the page, there ain't no sequel, babe. Smoking on these packs, so many feet away. I'm never coming back, so maybe clear the way, unless I choose to show my face. Yeah, go and check these guys out, man. Invicta Audio. That's at Invicta Audio on Instagram. And of course, they've had some really, really good releases. They've actually just released, as probably the listeners of the podcast would know, they've just released a green alien USB. Sorry, I'm burping. This always happens, Harry, in the podcast. I just burp and yeah.
Flying high and then falling.
Freddie Cooper says, when we get in the live singing big man, radio gets it, why not us? Oh, of course, yes. So Freddie is correct. He is referring to my Radio 1 chill drum and bass mix from, I believe it was last month, right? You know what, my friend, you will be the next to get it. You deserve it. So Daryl Schroeder says, big one today, Man United against Chelsea. Who do you have? Oh, tough one. I think I'm gonna call that a 1-1. Not many people doing vocals and MC together. Big up. Demon Rockers, man. Absolute legend, Ragga Twins. Let's go. Right then, party people. Okay. We will talk a little bit about the football later on, but there is a much more important proceedings that we have to get on with right now. As I mentioned, I sat down yesterday with Harry to speak a little bit about his career and ask him some random questions that probably don't even fucking make any sense, because this is the Hospital Podcast and this is what we do. And then by the time this interview is aired, we're going to come back and we're going to play some of his tunes from across the spectrum, including something that him and I have been working on very, very recently, and you guys get to rate it out of 10 or 5? 10? But bro, if they call it 2 out of 10, it's gonna make us look shit. But 2 out of 5 doesn't look so bad. We'll call it 10. You guys ready to rate this out of 10? But anyway, my friends, this is a sit-down interview with the incredible DJ Hoax. Okay. Welcome, podcast listeners, episode 494. And as I just mentioned, I've got a very special guest, my good friend, Harry Hoax. Welcome to the podcast.
Good to be here.
How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing very well.
Welcome to this very Joe Rogan experience style segment that we've got going on. So basically, as you know, I've mentioned over the last couple of podcasts that we have got a very special guest in, and this is the first time that people are now getting to know you. And so what I wanted to start with is, firstly, where are you from? How old are you? And what got you into producing?
Yeah, I'm 23. I'm from Exeter. I got into producing because my dad, he basically bought me my first laptop with Cubase on it and kind of was like, here you go, have a go at that, see what you do. And I just took to it really quickly and just like really got into it, and just, that was around the age of, I think, 12 or 13.
Wicked, man.
So about 10 years ago now.
And so DJing on by extension for that. So have you been DJing for a long time? What did you pick up first, producing or DJing?
Producing,
It was
yeah.
producing first.
Yeah.
That's interesting because that's not always the way around that a lot of young producers, or at least young artists.
Yeah, most people seem to sort of find the love for DJing and the music and then start just wanting to make it. But I started, don't get me wrong, I started making drum and bass and that around the same time I started mixing it as well. But like in terms of just producing all sorts, like I made like reggae when I was younger and like hip hop and like Dead Mouse style, like progressive house. But like in terms of DJing, that kind of came around the age of maybe like 15, 16.
Nice.
And that's why I just pinched my dad's controller basically and was just using that.
Good stuff.
Like, yeah.
Well, salute to your dad because he's brought us another junglist into the vicinity. And actually, just talking about, you mentioned that you've made sort of like prog house and all sorts of other stuff. We are going to play a few of your dubs a little bit later on in the show. So we'll see what's on your USB in that respect. But moving back towards Hospital Records, you've released on Hospital already.
I have.
And you've got a track called Seckle with PVC, which is on Anais's mixtape. Big shouts to Anais.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell me and tell us listeners how exactly that came about?
So that tune, it started out as an instrumental that I just had, but it really needed a vocal. And I'd heard PVC on like house stuff and shit, like stuff like that before. And I just thought I hadn't really heard a lot of D&B from him, and I really wanted to work with him because his voice is just so sick.
It's great, yeah. He's got an amazing
And
time.
so
man.
I sent him the instrumental. It took a while to get to him. I had to get like this label I was working with, Onyx, to basically message him through their page for him to actually like listen to me at first. And then once he heard it, he was like, oh, okay, actually, we can do work on this. And then he basically made the tune, just sent the vocals back within like 2 days.
Wow.
And it was literally pretty much there. Sent it to Anais, so she asked me for some tunes, and she was just like, I love it. Sent it to the hospital team, they all loved it, and then it was literally confirmed from like.
And that was, if I remember correctly, like it was a long time ago. It was literally like a few months ago. But it was one of the singles, right?
It was
for
the
the
first
mixtape.
single, yeah.
I mean, how did that feel? Considering I haven't asked you about what your feelings are like towards the label, but a label is obviously as prestigious, as Hospital Records. And having an opportunity to release on that, but not only that, actually be front and center. I mean, must have been a pretty good feeling.
It was an amazing feeling, to be honest. It was like the first like bit of recognition I'd had from Hospital, and it was like, we want you to be the first single on this compilation. So it's a bit like, okay, they're rating what I'm doing. So that was a good feeling, man. Really good.
And by extension of that, again, there is a VIP around, supposedly, which I haven't heard.
There is.
But there is a very,
VIP.
very, I don't know, lesser known gentleman called Mr. Dom Whiting that's been playing it. I believe he's doing a few things recently. Yeah, he's doing a few things. I mean, thousands upon thousands of people around the continent, kind of thing.
I mean, he played it in Barcelona the other day,
Wow,
which was
Barcelona,
pretty cool.
man.
So yeah, and it got great reaction. So.
And have you spoken to him about that? And
Yeah, I mean,
did you send him the tune? I mean, how did
I mean,
it
he'd
get out
been
to
playing
him?
Seckle for ages. He didn't realise it was out. He actually hadn't heard the compilation,
No
so
way.
he was just playing it. And then I sent him the VIP, and he was like, "Oh, is it? Oh, is the original out? All right, I'll play the VIP." Then he's just been playing that for every time he goes out.
Sick,
Since I sent
man.
it, so.
Well, salute to Dom Whiting. I got a lot of respect for that dude because he's going out and
Yeah, man.
keeping people healthy, as well as obviously promoting drum and bass music. Actually,
Big love
people
to
going
Dom.
out and exercising instead of just going down the pub all the time, which is probably what we're going to do after this. Let's be honest. So moving on to some other parts of your discography, and of course, this track is the one I'm about to mention now. Is how I discovered you in the first place, and that's Crowd Control. But before we talk about how much I've completely rinsed that track of my sets over the last 6 to 8 months, it went viral on TikTok.
Yeah.
How did you find that happening, and how did you find out? I mean, what kind of happened?
That was it wasn't actually a meme I uploaded, but it was a meme
It wasn't,
of
no?
someone. So it was Chris Wickens from Onyx, runs Onyx. He so when that came out, he was like pushing through another page he ran, like just making memes, trying to see if one stuck, and it just did. It got like a couple of million plays. It was like just some lady like cooking in the kitchen saying like something about, when I'm 50 and I've got kids, I'm going to be playing tunes like this, and it was Crowd Control over it, and then
Amazing.
it just blew up, and then the streams just kept climbing, and I just hear it all the time. I'm pretty sick of it now, to be honest, but
I mean, it's a great tune, man. I mean, you might be sick of it. I completely understand that because you've made it, but I tell you, I've played it all over the world, and I've been, it's certainly one of the best DJ weapons that you can have. So you should be really proud of that tune, man.
It just seemed to double with almost anything. To be
Pretty
honest.
pretty much everything, but especially
Does help
Sleepless with
this
Polo
case.
and Bryson, it really doubles nicely with that.
Yeah.
So, we're obviously going to find out a little bit more about your musicality, your discography in the next segment, because we're going to go over your USB and you're going to play us a few little exclusives, including something that the two of us have made together. So, we'll talk a little bit about that. We've got a little tune in there called Ghosts. And originally I'd sent you these vocals because they were for another producer and you took them away, but you seem to connect with these vocals quite quickly. Is that a style of working that you've done before, having a vocal sent to you first rather than, you mentioned earlier with Seckle, it being the instrumental first before you then got hold of PVC and, by the grace of God finally got there and got a sketch together. I know what MCs can be like, right? But with this Ghost, is this a style of working that you're used to, or is it again completely new for you?
So the two tunes I've done with PVC, because I've done another one with Formula, they were both like tuned, then sent it off to PVC to then write some vocals for it. So I haven't done a huge amount of like having just a vocal, like such a great vocal as well, like to work on. But yeah, it just flowed. Like I feel like having those lovely, it just like made it so much easier to write musical elements around them rather than writing them and then trying to write vocals over them, because you already had such a vision for the vocals and then it just made it so much easier to write nice piano chords and stuff over it.
And I guess it kind of expands your your working repertoire. It's like it can be quite easy just to kind of have an instrumental, give it to a vocalist, and sometimes working the other way around can kind of bring different creative inputs and outputs from it. Is it something, writing around a vocal, is it a method of working that you want to do more of, or are you just happy to kind of explore any style?
I really enjoyed it, having the creative freedom to like take an already fully fledged a cappella idea and to like choose where to take it rather than the other way around. But like there's benefits of both methods, but I like having being able to take away something, because sometimes I feel like I'm more creative when I'm on my own. When the pressure's not on, I can just like let loose and sit on my own for like 5 hours and just get lost in it. So I do enjoy working like that, but there is also like a real magic of working in the studio and like coming up with both elements at the same time, like writing vocals and chords together. It just depends on the tune. It really does. Like every tune is different.
Yeah, and I think that's really important. As we go into the next segment on this podcast, I think we'll be going back into the live chat section. So you may get a few questions from people in regards to that. But let's move on to something a little bit more lighthearted now. Just a few questions right at the end, which were not written by me. Shout out to Matt Lally, of course. Shout out to King George, who is currently changing the camera angles, trying to work out who's talking and what the fuck's going on. But the first question is, what is your musical guilty pleasure?
Oh, that's a good question. I can't lie, I do like a bit of Britney Spears. Like Toxic is just such a banger.
Damn.
And like, that kind of like slightly poppy, like 2000s kind of, I do quite like some of that stuff.
Nice. I would not have expected that from you at all.
I like a bit of everything, to be honest.
Good man.
But yeah.
So you keep your options open. Britney Spears is up there.
Always.
Any bootlegs on the way, or
not Britney Spears?
Not quite.
No, not at the moment.
I'm sure someone's done it. I'm sure someone dropped it at Boomtown.
It's probably been done multiple times, to be honest.
Okay, so what's your dream back-to-back?
Oh, again, another good question, actually. I mean, I love like The Source and DLR and that lot. They're all great, and I take a lot of inspiration in my tunes with their stuff. Break is always amazing. I mean, they're just fantastic DJs and producers, just artists all around. They know how to craft a good set, so they'd be good fun, I think.
So Nando's, what heat do you get at Nando's?
I like a bit of spice.
You like a bit of spice?
Nothing too crazy. So probably like medium to hot. Although I might get like the really, really hot bottle and just do a little splash, a little dab on one bit of chicken just to test.
But you're not a lemon
waters.
and herb entry level.
No.
Because you might as well just not go to Nando's,
You might as well just eat at home.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Well, there you go. Would you rather be a rat or a seagull?
I think what lives longer, a rat or a seagull, and what's hated more? I'd say.
Ooh, what's hated more?
Seagulls are seen a lot more often by the public.
Yeah.
You don't see rats that often. And when you do, it's a bit like just quickly. But seagulls like actively come and find you,
and they'll come and they'll take your chips.
Yeah,
like it's actually crazy.
You get free food though, don't you, if you're a seagull?
I guess so. And
you get to fly about. I think it's got to be.
So you're gonna go for seagull, yeah?
I think so.
Okay,
yeah.
well let us know in the chat what you guys think as well. Anyway, Harry, thank you so much, my friend. We're gonna segue on to getting you now to play some stuff of your USB. Really excited to hear what you got. But yeah, thanks
Excited
very
to be
much.
on.
Cheers.
Nice one.
Welcome back live in the hospital jungle. I have my good friend, the esteemed gentleman, Mr. Harry Hoax. Can we make some noise or something in the chat? Harry, you're gonna have to make some noise. Only 3 of us. Make some noise. I was like, woo! Firstly, before we go any further, at the end of the interview, I asked you something quite interesting, and it was whether you'd rather be a rat or a seagull. And I've got some people in the chat, and they're saying seagull, no-brainer, free chips.
I think they're agreeing with me, aren't they?
They're
I think
agreeing.
yeah, I think that's what I said.
I think it is what you said.
Sure
Because
it's
you
what
like to
I said.
fly. You wanted to fly or something.
Well, yeah, and like, yeah, I don't know. You get free food, free chips. Stuff like
Would
that.
you don't mind stealing another man's chips?
No. Not if you're a seagull. That's right. Excuse.
Are you telling me
expected,
that
innit?
seagulls don't have like moral compasses?
Not when it comes to chips, mate. Everyone loves chips. Seagulls love chips also, mate. So,
Well, welcome to the Hospital Podcast. This
to
is
be
basically
here.
how the podcast goes. So we're going to drink wine, have a good time. And I think what we want to do now is, now that we've given like a little bit of an intro to who you are and who you're about, Eric is actually asking, let's hear a seagull impression.
oh my god. What are they? Oh, I can't. I think you have to like whistle it or something. Don't you?
That's not bad. That's not bad. Right, okay.
I've been practicing behind
So
the scenes.
obviously, you know, we've been thinking about this for a long time. So let's segue from pests of the sky to dub
the
plates.
earth.
Pests of the earth. Pests of the earth. We've got some dub plates. So I wanted I wanted to hear this tune first from my perspective, because the original of this tune was actually the first tune that I never heard of yours, which is Crowd Control. Now, you mentioned in the interview that had obviously gone viral on TikTok, which is pretty cool, right? Mm-hmm. But, I mean, obviously we make drum and bass music for the dance. When you were sitting making that tune, did you ever think it would get the kind of reaction that it did, not only virally on social media, but actually, because a lot of our peers were like, who the hell is this dude, man? Like, this guy is fucking making some wicked tunes. Do you want to explain like how that felt, or just a few words about that, basically?
Well, just about the tune in general. I mean, yeah, I didn't expect it to do nearly as well. It probably was my favourite on the EP because I named the EP after it. So, you know, this makes sense. But I never expected it to climb as high as it did streaming-wise. I'm very glad it did, because it's opened a lot of doors for me. I hear it in pretty much every rave I go to now, which is pretty nuts, really. That will never get old. I got a few remixes of it as well, and a VIP, which I'm going to play very shortly.
Fantastic. Okay, so this is Crowd Control VIP. This is on the aptly titled Crowd Control. Now, this is the way the podcast works. You're going to have to stick your headphones on, otherwise you won't be able to hear it, because we have this really crazy system. Fat Notification says, sounds like a pigeon. I'm not sure about that.
I don't know, yeah, that wasn't very pigeon-like. It wasn't really seagull-like, though.
Karma said, pretty sure I've seen a seagull attack a kid for the chip, so I don't think any moral compass, admittedly.
Happened to my sister. A seagull ate an ice cream off of her head. Well, it wasn't on her head. The seagull was on her head. And the ice cream was in her hand, and it ate it out of her hands.
Okay, well,
quite funny.
that is a perfect segue into, let's have a little bit of a rave and have a bit of a good time. I think we're probably going to maybe have a little bit of fun and just play some random tunes a little bit later. But this first tune, Hospital Podcast listeners, 494, this is Hoax, Crowd Control VIP. All right, let's go. And just quickly, whilst the intro is playing, Kate says, I would be a rat and hang out with the Ninja Turtles. I mean,
If only it existed.
you'd have to find, yeah, well, right. You're like one of those guys that like Santa's not real, boy.
I knew from day one, mate.
Absolute banger party, people. So, Hospital Podcast listeners, do me a massive favour and just put an emoji that you feel is the apt reaction to this. If I could put an emoji, it would be like a diesel can or something.
Gas can.
You're gonna like blow up the hospital studio or something. So Fat Notification says, this is a proper stepper. Speedy Sam says, and I've got a new tune to run to. Shadow D&B is just flexed up like 9 fucking flame emojis, which I think is sick. Daryl Schroeder says, absolutely wicked. Party Wizard, let's go.
Who doesn't love a bit of 4x4?
Boomers?
We have a man down.
So Harry, basically this podcast is perennially like George trying to make sure that the trees don't fall over. I think basically the trees have got a mind of their own. I actually think it might be the tune. It might also be the tune.
Take it as a compliment.
So,
we're very professional on the Hospital Podcast.
welcome to the Hospital Podcast. This podcast is in the top 1% of podcasts on Spotify. Can you fucking believe that? Look at the state of us. All right then, Harry, so whilst George is fixing up that tree, I think it's time for you to play some more stuff from your discography. Now, this tune is already out, my friend, right?
It is, yeah. It came out on Onyx Recordings, same as Crowd Control did. So, oh my God, it's all happening on the Hospital Podcast.
I don't,
think we're good.
you know, for the most of the listeners that listen back to this on Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, or wherever you get your podcasts, you'll be thinking, what the hell's going on? Right.
Yeah, as I was saying, this next tune is called Big Up. It also came out on Onyx. Yeah, this came out, I think, about a year before Crowd Control, so 2021,
Nice.
around June, July time, I think, if I'm right. Yeah, this was a big milestone getting on Onyx because I really liked them as a label for a long time while I was learning producing, and then to finally get on them, you know. Yeah, big up Chris. It's called Big Up.
All right.
Big up.
Damn, this is too sick, man.
I'm pretty sure you willed this when we played in Guildford last.
Was this the tune I willed? Yes, it was the tune I willed.
You looked down and you realised it was mine and you willed it.
Yeah. So you gotta support each other, my friend, you know?
Of course.
All right, we've had someone say it. We're gonna have to put it. So, you guys want to hear this again? I think it is time for you guys to hear this again. So this track out right now on Onyx Recordings. They want to give a massive shout out to those guys.
Yeah, big up Chris Wickens, man.
Yeah, man, Chris is a good dude, man. I tell you
really
what,
is.
he entertained me a lot during the pandemic and the lockdowns. And actually, for my mental health, I got a lot of respect for him for that.
They did
man.
the Stay at Home Festival.
Yeah, they
didn't
did,
they?
yeah. It was wicked, man.
Big up.
23 years old, my friend, and this is the quality we got in the room right now. Chris Youngstrom says, I listen on Spotify, and I better take it, he's talking about the podcast. I listened on Spotify for months and would occasionally have to look it up on YouTube to see what shenanigans were happening in the studio. See, George, no one takes us seriously, brother. And it's nothing to do with me. I turn up, I hold it down, don't I?
Always, every time.
I think it's your fault. No, I'm joking. Listen, without King George, none of this would happen. 23 years old with 30 years of experience. Shout out to Hoax. Scott Connolly says it's like the jungle opened up and took him. I think at one point you were being sucked in.
I was raised in the jungle, mate.
Right, big up to everyone in the chat. I really appreciate you guys in the chat. I just wanted to actually ask party people of the chat whether they have any questions for Harry whilst he lines up another tune. And this track is called Promise Me, right?
It is indeed. It came out on the Crowd Control EP.
Fantastic.
It's a bit different though.
Right, so we got this new generation in the house right now. Hospital Podcast 494. Thank you guys so much for locking in, locking on. You got Harry Hoax in the mix. Check this out. festival vibes, my man. Right, once again, I'm going to ask party people of the chat to give me an emoji that represents this tune in the most genuine way you know. But until then, I'm going to ask a little question which comes from Speedy Sam. And Speedy Sam asks, hey Harry, I've got a question. What part of your music education did you find the most challenging, and which one was the most engaging to you?
That's a very good question. I'd say the most challenging is probably the technical aspect of production, because it is just very hard. It takes a long time to learn it. But it was probably also the most engaging, because I loved just like when I was younger, just holding up in my room and just, you know, learning all the techniques and just like making tunes and then hearing them being played in raves, having spent hours on them. Just very, very rewarding feeling, you know.
So you're saying, like, if you can get your head around the technical aspect of making music,
like
that actually makes a lot of the other stuff a little bit easier?
Yeah, like understanding compressors and all limiters and just how it all works, really.
Yeah. Karma Complex says, man's about to be asked to reload every song at this rate. Hey, listen, if we didn't reload the last one, I would have reloaded this one, man. I absolutely really love this, man. This is absolutely fantastic. But I tell you what, from one VIP to another, the one that you played right at the start, you've got another VIP of something that has already been put out.
Indeed. I've got a VIP of Seckle from myself and PVC. Big up Ryan, my absolute boy.
Legend, man.
He's on the vocals on this next one. The original's out on Hospital, came out on Anais's mixtape over the summer. Yeah, I'm about to play the VIP, which I'm very proud of, I must say. And it gets a good reaction every time I play it. Incoming.
So we've got MC Debro, a good friend of mine, in the house. We've got SDK from Germany in the house. Let us know where you're locking on from. Get us some questions in the chat for Harry. And this track, Hoax, PVC, Seckle, but this is the VIP.
Yeah, Seckle it down. Need it loud, I need it heavy, feel my trust can pump out. Hype up crowds, that is ours, and then we drown, never been found again. Too many in my system, got me thinking about the end, I need to settle, or just up another level. Moving like we feral, got me steaming like a kettle, need to settle.
So yeah, I want to give a massive shout out to Wes, who is looking in from Louisiana today. Louisiana, man. Have you been to Louisiana?
No, but I've heard they got good fried chicken.
They've got good fried chicken. They've got good fried everything. I think it's the Cajun, or am I talking about New Orleans? It might be the Cajun season. I might be getting.
That's New Orleans.
That is a New Orleans, isn't it? I don't think
We're about to get slated by all the Americans for our lack of knowledge.
Listen, the Americans love me. They know I've got this. I'm an uncultured heathen. That's what I think, right? I'm an uncultured heathen that allows myself to go to their country and eat their Cajun seasoning. That's it. So yeah, we've got Martin locking in from Eindhoven in the Netherlands, one of my favourite places on the planet. And to be honest, I mean, I just loved it. I mean, who doesn't love Holland? Weed, good vibes, and people who are literally all about 7'8". And you know what? I feel we haven't done this tune quite the justice that we should. So there's a little breakdown here. And so this is the VIP, and I think what we're going to do is roll this out to the end, and I think what we'll then move into something that you and I have been creating together. So yeah, party people of the chat, please get your questions in. Let us know where you're locking on from. We've got Haifa, we've got Coventry. God, that couldn't be two anymore separate places, right? We've got Florida, USA, Albuquerque. All right then, people, let's go.
Yeah. Circle. We need to circle. You need to circle.
Adlib King, right? So Christian says, hey Degs, my YouTube music says that I am on your 0.1% of top listeners. In average, I hear your music 91 times more than an average YouTube user. Thank you so much, my friend. I really hope I am not the cause of your sleep paralysis. George is actually shaking his head at me.
Until I see your screw face at the front line. Stay on the lights
Martin says, looking forward to the Quicity Winter Festival in a couple of weeks here in Eindhoven.
again.
We've got Czech Republic in the house. We've got Paris, the city of love, in the house. You've been to Paris before?
Command that barrel.
Only from Disneyland.
Only for Disney.
So not really the full Paris experience.
That's not a bad way to experience
Paris.
Paris.
It's a big part of Paris.
It is a big part of
It is a
Paris.
big part of Paris.
Okay, fantastic. Montana, USA in the house. We've got Idaho, USA in the house. Freddie says, don't forget the intergalactic sheep, which are a massive part of this podcast. So, Kate asks, I just want to get some questions in from these guys before we play this next tune, because do you know what? This podcast is all about you, my friend, and supporting
And you.
you. No, it isn't.
Always about Degs as well. Can't forget yourself.
Enough things are about me. Isn't that right, George? Yeah, George is like there. But anyway, Kate asks, hey Harry, do you have any interest in coming to the States to tour someday?
I would absolutely love to. And the way this world works, it's not up to me. It's up to the promoters and my agents to make it happen. But as soon as we can, I absolutely will. And I can't wait for when it does happen.
So, I mean, have you been to America before?
I have. I've been to New York.
Fantastic. Anywhere else in the
Just
States?
New York.
So if there was one state, obviously, New York notwithstanding, but there's one state in the United States that you'd really like to visit, what would that state be?
I'd love to go to California.
Yeah?
And just see the beaches and see all the lovely people there.
I mean, it's a crazy place.
It sounds it.
And it's amazing. And, and the one thing I love about California is everyone kind of groups it all together, but San Francisco couldn't be any more different from San Diego, and LA, couldn't be any more different from like some of that Carmen or like some of these smaller places. It really is a fucking mental state. And honestly, these guys know how much I love the USA. Like, it's a fucking crazy country, man. It's a massive country. It's like 50 different countries in one. And I tell you what, drum and bass is really popping right now. So, like Harry just mentioned, American promoters, watch out for these guys. And in fact, Sheep Sadian says, that doesn't sound like Montana hoax.
That's exactly what I meant to say. Sorry. Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, it was actually
They sound quite similar. California.
Montana. Yeah, no. I thought you said Montana.
It's really hard.
Big up
easy to get
Montana.
them mixed up, I think.
Big up Montana, yeah. Your check will be on the post. Anyway, I'm going to get another question
Does Harry like taco? I'm sorry, I'm just going to jump in there and say that because I love tacos. They're great. That's me done. You
So
carry on.
if you love tacos, what's the best state? I'm going to ask because we always have a lot of Americans in the chat, and this is why I love
It's a
this
good way of
podcast.
getting the chat engaged.
It is a good way, yeah. Where are the
different
best
answers.
tacos? Because some people say it's California, some people say it's Texas, and I've even had Floridians say that actually the best tacos are down in Florida, which I don't know if that's true.
Sheep Sidian said they're in Montana, apparently.
They're in Montana. Bitrunner says, come to Colorado. Dub says, California, New Mexico. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, New Mexico. The Driller's saying Chicago. Daryl's saying Texas. Wow, I mean, this might actually get a little bit political. So instead of getting a little bit political, let me...
We should run the rhythm.
We should run the rhythm. So this tune... Now, obviously, I know the story behind this tune, so I'm not asking this for...
I'd hope so.
You think so, right? Considering we jumped on it. So do you want to explain a little bit about the background of this tune? So, I'll probably lead it off just to say that the vocals for this were originally for another project, right? Who sent them to you? Why did he send them to you? And do you have a restraining order on it?
My hands aren't tired, I promise. Degs sent me these, but they were meant to be a project with Wings, I think, and it just ended up not working out. Big up Wings, by the way, excellent producer.
Great producer, man.
Just doesn't always work out for every time, but
I'm just going to get this because this is a celebration.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to... George, are we allowed to
Wait for him to
celebrate?
open it first.
You guys in the chat, we're gonna celebrate. All right, let's do it.
but
Go on.
yeah, this tune. So the vocals were sent to me fully finished, just not processed. But the vocal idea was fully there. But the original tune they were being used for was very different to what I had in mind. So I ended up taking it a much more liquid route, a bit more tuneful, less aggressive, we could say.
Are we saying that Wings is quite aggressive?
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
He tried to corner me. once.
He's the one I got the restraining order.
Oh, right.
No,
I hope Pete from Overview doesn't clip this up and send this to Marcus and be like, "You guys are dicks, bro."
No, honestly, shout out to Wings. I love his tunes.
Yeah, man.
It's not always doesn't always work out, but we found a home for them, and I'm really happy with this tune, man. And Yeah, might be one of the favourite things I've ever made.
I mean,
One of
I'm
my
so
favourite
glad to
things.
be a part of that, man. And honestly, you know how much I rate you as an artist and as an individual. And I really think that you have many different strings to your bow. And actually, further on that point, I just want to speak about what Dubs has just said. Next question was going to be if you would make any liquid or would you do it more? Okay.
Absolutely.
Here we go.
And I am currently working on quite a few things.
Yeah, man.
So a couple with Andy himself, Mr. Degs.
Mr. Degs himself. Who's that? Who's that guy?
Yeah, I love liquid, man, and I love the thing that you can make a nice liquid tune, but you can always still get away with having a nice fat bass and some nice punchy drums and still call it a liquid soulful tune.
There you go.
So it has the best of both worlds quite often. So that's
Well,
always fun.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers to
This
that.
track is Hoax and Degs, and this is called Ghosts.
Call me 'cause I'm lost. Hamstrung by the things that people say. I'm so young and dumb with no way to get off this train. Awake all night, I contemplate my fate. How many people suffer in this way?
And to anyone else drinking along, cheers.
Cheers, guys.
The ghost, it haunts me every waking day. Is there light in the world? 'Cause it's only in the darkness I relate. The ghost
Sheepsidian says this finna make me tear up.
all day.
Me and you both, mate.
Yeah, baby.
Was a cloud of mistakes and
All right, Hospital Podcast 494, Hoax, Degs, Ghosts.
feeling like the pressure's inside. Even though I've gone back in time, I replayed the tape, tried to chase a way to redefine. But every time I tried, it got worse. Putting in that energy that hurts. 'Cause these ghosts will find you, still behind you, never on your toes. The ghost, it haunts me every waking day. Is there light in the world? 'Cause it's only in the darkness I relate.
Dub says, I didn't even know my headphones weren't this loud. I think that's a good thing.
Big up, Dubs, mate. Big up.
My youth.
So yeah, Speedy Sam says, oh, this is hypnotizing. I love this so much. Where can I find it after the podcast? Yeah, so basically this tune...
Short answer, you can't.
You can't, I know, and I feel really bad saying that, but the reason why we wanted to play this is because I wanted to show this dude's ability to go around the genres. We've just played a few tunes, which, by the way, we're going to make sure that everything is in the comments in terms of the track list and everything, but I wanted to show the fact that you can make all sorts of stuff. So with that being said, second drop,
Here's
right?
that fat bass I was talking about.
Call me 'cause I'm wild. I did the thing I said I wouldn't do. Now I'm paranoid and locked up in my room. 3 drinks down, regretting all I chose. Just wish it was smooth.
Dowell Schroeder says Degs vocals are cheat codes on any track. I have to say, it's not far from the truth, man. Honestly, this tune was already pretty much there, like with no backing to it, just the vocals. I mean, they really do make it.
Thank you, my brother. I really appreciate it, man. So yeah, this track, and honestly, these vocals actually mean a lot to me as well, man. I'm going to actually explain them at a later date. But actually, let's go back and play some more. Are we going to play something new?
So yeah, I'm going to switch it up. This is something else new from me that's not out yet.
Fantastic.
Also featuring PBC and also a collaboration with Formula, if anyone's familiar. This is called Spark It.
Honestly, guys, thank you so much, man. Big up Alex as well. I really appreciate that. That is, yeah. When will Degs sing about tacos? I mean, I'm doing another US and Mexico tour in March. I think what I'm gonna have to do, I'm gonna have to take a videographer around and find the best taco with Hoax tunes as my theme tunes. Have you got
So
any?
you're going to take me with you then?
Well, I mean, I can take you with it. Have you got any Mexican theme tunes? We could make something in the studio.
I
We're
haven't
in
made
the
any
studio
yet.
tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
I think we should make something Mexican.
It's Taco
Taco
not
Tuesday?
Tuesday.
No,
is
it's
it?
Taco Thursday. Doesn't quite have the same. Anyway, let's listen to your tunes, bro.
Light him up. Better spark it, light him up and pass it round. Smell the fumes before you see us coming through with the darkest sound. Days that make you levitate, my feet don't touch the ground. Going on for days, not trying to calm it down, so calm it down. Or light them up, it's overdue. Time to pass the crown and watch them dance around. Enjoy the view, hope we make it alright. I got nothing left to prove, I think my patience out, so let me just light the room.
Just got a big up Ryan PVC, man. He's again, vocals are cheat codes with him. He just writes so quick and it's so good. Makes any tune a banger, really.
Obviously, I know we've spoken about this dude before, but I think it's actually kind of cool for you to. I think it's actually the perfect time because there's going to be a breakdown and we can play the second part of this tune. So, how did you get to know PVC? I think people would be really, really interested to find that out.
So,
Obviously, we spoke about a little bit of it in the interview,
Yeah, a
but
little
not
bit.
really like.
But yeah, Ryan.
Unless, of course, we're just rehashing the same conversation.
But yeah, I mean, so Ryan, I met him, basically got to know him through working on Seckle with him, which came out on Hospital. And that tune just, his vocals just completely transformed it. It was an instrumental for a while, and I just needed a vocalist, so I was just looking around and I thought, I knew him from when I used to make sort of like house and bassline back in the day, because he's also a garage and bassline producer. But I've seen him, he's been doing the rounds, doing vocals on loads of tunes, and I hadn't really heard much D&B from him. And I just thought it would just work perfectly, and it just seemed to work really, really well. And we just ended up getting to know each other through that, meeting up, doing some shows together, and just hit it off. And we're just good friends now.
I mean, yeah, he's great, man. He's got a very unique delivery, and actually, I really want to make sure that we do this tune justice by letting the second drop do its thing. I'm just going to quickly just respond to a couple of chats. Are you coming back to Denver, Colorado? I take it that it's because it's back. I take it is you're talking about myself. Yes, of course, I will be back in Colorado. I went for a run in the morning, and it is one of the highest cities in the world, and I was shattered because of the altitude. It's crazy. Just thought I'd let you know that, just in case you wanted to know.
I'm really glad you told me that, actually.
All right, so let's go.
Light him up. Better spark it, light him up and pass it round. Smell the fumes before you see us coming through with the darkest sound. Days that make you levitate, my feet don't touch the ground. Going on for days, not trying to calm it down, so calm it down. Or light him up, it's overdue. Time.
I've also got a shout out Formula on this one, because we both made the tune, made the instrumental together, and he's a wicked producer. One of the most prolific people I've ever met. He makes, I think I've heard once that his record box has about 1,000 unreleased work in progresses of his own, which is just crazy, because I don't think I've made more than like 200 or 300 in my entire 6-7 years of producing properly.
1,000?
Something like that, yeah.
Has he been on like a 50-day Adderall binge?
Well, longer than 50.
Longer than
50.
So where you standing round?
So what you got lined up for us next then?
Bring the bass.
So this next tune is called Deep Inside. It's
Think I went too hard.
a sort of liquidy roller, kind of half and half heavy, half and half soft. Nice tune.
I'm watching
Just let it speak for itself, really.
Hope we last.
Alright.
I got nothing left to prove. I think my patience.
And honestly, a couple of people have mentioned that in the chat, including my good friend Freddie Cooper. By the way, he's a very supportive individual. Honestly, I want to give a massive shout out to Freddie. You're 23 years old, man. At 23, I mean, what did I achieve at 23, George? You know what he said? Nothing. Nothing. Imagine that. Thanks, George. Love you too, bro.
Well, you've got so much to hide. And then when I get back,
Oh, we got a great question, man. I tell you what, right? The Americans are the ones that ask these poignant questions.
It's a very good question.
It
I've
is a
just
good
read
question.
it.
You just
Do
read it, right?
Do you want to read it out?
I'm going to read it out for these people, right? So, Chris Youngstrom. Good man, by the way. And I hope it's a man, because you know what? Chris could also be a female name, and I don't want to misgender someone, but yeah, big up Chris. Question for Hoax. You said you didn't start to DJ until 2 years after you started producing, do you think it influenced the way that you produced afterwards? And that is a really fucking good question. That's one of the best questions I've ever.
Seconds to think about it.
Do you want to let the tune roll out for a little bit, and then we'll come back to it in a sec?
Yeah, well,
all right.
10 seconds or so.
All right.
I guess I think it probably did. I think because I produced not with the idea in mind that I was going to then play those tunes in clubs for the first few years of me producing, and I was drawing a lot of inspiration from music that wasn't dance music, or wasn't at least the music that I was planning on mixing myself. So a lot of it was not thought in the mindset of a DJ. So that's a good question. I think you're spot on. I think it really did change it, and I think it was probably.
So to break it down into kind of, trying to be a little bit more surgical about what you're talking about, were you thinking about structure more because when you started DJing, were you thinking about like maybe having more percussive elements in the intro and things like that, or was it
the easiest
purely?
way to answer it is probably to say when I started DJing, I suddenly started changing the way I produced, and that was, as you say, like being much more mindful of making sure that intros and phrases were 16 bars, there weren't extra bars in there always that like would throw people off. I think. I think it really did change it. As soon as I started DJing, I think I suddenly was just like, I took a step back and suddenly realised, right, I need to actually not let myself just make tunes for DJs, because the interesting ones are the ones that are hard to mix sometimes.
Of course, and I've got stuff on vinyl that's just like, there's like one hat every 24 bars, and like, why?
But some tunes don't have any drums for like 64 bars, and you've just got to guess what you're doing with it.
Okay, so Freddie says, is it me or is George extra savage today? George is savage every day, bro. Like,
those trees didn't fall down by themselves.
They didn't, no. George is trying to kill us.
George yanked them down.
But honestly, George has to put up with so much shit, so I'm actually not surprised.
He's been very sassy today.
He's been very sassy. He's always very sassy. King George, innit? That's what happens when you get royalty in the fucking chat.
Well, you've got so much to hide.
Right, we got some more questions for you, my friend. And the first one is from Fact Notification, and my question is, who's your most talented DJ producer? I think you said my question is your most talented DJ producer. I think that means like, who's your most talented?
So basically, who's my favourite? Who do I think is the most talented DJ producer out there?
Yeah.
Probably have to go to someone like Break or any members of The Source. I think I said this in the interview. And then also T.I. I think is just a fantastic all-round artist. He's got a very, very good sound. There's a lot of influence in my tunes that you might notice now I've said that. But he's a great DJ as well. He really holds a set down.
He's great, man.
Yeah.
And then just quickly before you move on again, this question is from Freddie Cooper. Is there any certain artist or labels that inspire you or you would like to work with or for? There's a lot of oars, but I like
My hands aren't tied. But Hospital Records, man. Like, big these guys up. They're such a lovely team. They do such great work. Everything's on point. There's nothing, you can't fault them really. Just really enjoy working with them so far. But I mean, apart from Hospital, I really rate what Critical are doing. 1985, big up Alex. I love the minimal side of stuff, but I'm getting more into the liquidy side of things as well.
Great stuff. Well, I just want to give a massive shout out to Fact Notification, to Freddie, and to Chris Youngstrom. Some really, really great questions. And honestly, guys, if you want to ask questions, please feel free to ask honest questions. And I'm going to put you on the spot right now. I think you've just seen it, haven't you? Have you just seen it?
I didn't see it.
Okay. So Fact Notification asks, what's his honest opinion of MCs? George just... That was George's face right now. This camera? Is it this camera?
No, I love MCs, man. And
I hate MCs, especially ones with vowels in their names.
There are a few in the scene that really annoy me, and having to work with them is really annoying. Like,
I know, honestly.
Not mentioning any names, but, no, all jokes aside, I think MC culture is so important. And I think it's very easy to be like swept up with the opinion that MCs ruin raves. And don't get me wrong, a bad MC can fully ruin a rave.
I agree with you, brother.
But a good MC fully completes a rave, in my opinion. I really do believe that. I think, bridging the gap between the DJ and the crowd is so important. And
do you know what? I agree with you. But actually, at the same time, I mean, obviously, I've been in this industry for a long time, and I try and... George may disagree, but I try and look at things objectively and not with an MC-led bias. And George is like, no, you don't. You fucking want everyone to be a lyricist. But the thing is, I think it's quite interesting in dance music that maybe drum and bass is the only genre where we have this conversation. And do you think that's actually quite a good, because for me, I feel that's a good thing. I think that the fact that we have this kind of such a difference in opinion, whether some people who just love MCs and they want people to be chatting all night, and then some people are just like, bro, they don't even like me talking on the podcast, bro.
Yeah, shut the fuck up, bro. Shut the fuck up. No, I mean, the thing with MCs is like this genre of music was born, the MCs were side by side with DJs from the beginning, and the way it's formed and progressed and the way a live set is supposed to, has always unfolded when it's been done its best, has been when you've had a DJ and an MC working in perfect synergy, right. You know, bouncing off each other, feeding off each other's energy, getting the crowd going more than if it was just a DJ on their own. And like some of my favourite sets I've ever done have been ones where I've played with a great MC, and it's just been great to like interact with the MC and the crowd.
Yeah.
And have them like pass that on.
Love that, man. And there's definitely, so as a DJ, you feel that kind of extra element that the MC will bring to your performances. And do you feel more comfortable on stage with an MC?
Yeah, I guess so. Thinking about it, I mean, it makes it not just you up there, and it's like not just a solo act, and you've got someone else, but you still can't blame them if you mix badly. It's not their fault. But I think, yeah, it's great having a second person to like validate how much you're enjoying it and to like give you personal feedback rather than just like a whole crowd of people. You've got one person here telling you you're doing a good job.
Fantastic.
And then telling the crowd that as well.
Well, do you know what? We've got some comments here. Firstly, let me just say, Daryl Schroeder asks, Hoax, what is your favourite English Premier League team? You're a big fan of football, not really?
We had a chat about this the other day. Actually, I don't follow football. The other night I was really, really rooting for Luton actually, but that was a one-off. I'm not a Luton fan, but I don't dislike Luton.
You like underdogs, right?
I do. I think I like watching football. Don't get me wrong. Every time I've sat and watched a game, which hasn't been that many times, admittedly, but when I have,
basically every time we've met up.
Yeah, I have really enjoyed it, and I think as Andy just said, everyone loves an underdog. I think I really do, and it's nice seeing a team that's not doing so well do really well against someone who's one of the top teams.
Great.
But if I had to pick one, I couldn't. I really couldn't because I have no ties.
Fantastic. And just going back to the MC stuff, I absolutely love this, right? A good MC is somebody who knows when to shut up. I love an MC to jump up.
Say that to an MC's face.
Yeah. I mean, I would never say that to Det. I don't think I would. Yes, when the MC reacts to a sick double or switch, it's awesome. I actually really agree with that. Kate says, MCs with broccoli heads are the worst. I agree. And D&B Cypher says, the most poignant comment of them all, R.I.P. Skibbity and Fats.
Every time.
And actually, you know what, Scott, just mentioning having you on the podcast as a guest is a really positive thing, man, because Scott just mentioned 11 out of 10 from me, enjoying this podcast more than usual. Mate, that actually proves we need to get you back on the podcast, which we will be doing very soon. Very soon. Actually, are we allowed to mention that he's on? Should we just plug this now? Okay, so... We need a drink. We need a drink, right?
It's that serious, guys.
It's that serious, guys. So, it's Christmas. Jingle bells. I don't even know how to tune, guys. Jingle bells. Batman smells. Tony did something else. But anyway, 20th of December, we have got the Hospital Christmas special. And off the top of my head, the lineup is Polar and Bryson will be headlining. Flavor D, Whiny. We have yourself back-to-back Pick and Mix's own TJ. You ever been back-to-back with him before?
I have not.
But you
I
guys
met him the other day for
you
the first time.
only met him for the first time. And that is good energy, man. It was wicked. We also have the incredible Artemis from Bristol. And
Unglued?
Unfortunately, Unglued has decided he doesn't like hanging out with me anymore. I think it's because I'm taller than him. Because he's only 5 foot.
Can't really blame him though.
Well, can you blame him when he's like this small? So every time like we go to like the theme park or the fairground, and he can't get on the rides, and he's just really angry at me. So yeah, it would have been Unglued, but unfortunately it's not. And of course we have Hospital's own and Solvent's own Matt Lally, who is who's going to play I think he's probably going to play like a bongo set or knowing him. And let's be fair, party people, and he's going to try and hide from this, but we're doing a big back to back at the end, and King George will be behind the decks.
He's coming in.
So let's play a tune that basically, I don't know, like bigs up King George. What we got?
Well, this
Boasty dub.
So this is not drum and bass. This is not drum and bass. This is a collaboration between me and my good friend Jacob Eloquin, known as Eloquin in the scene. He is a great producer and a very good friend of mine, and we did a remix of Boasty by Wiley, Sean Paul, Idris Elba, and Stefflon Don. It goes like this.
All right. So this 135 business.
Yeah,
What,
breaks.
130? Yeah, I like it.
Hip, yeah, garagey breaks kind of style.
Just want to let DNB Cypher know that in the chat I have noted your question, my friend. And we're going to answer it very shortly. Right, Hospital Podcast 494, welcome. This is Hoax, Eloquin, Boasty.
Godfather, man a OG, man a half humble, man a bossy. Bring a rag a rhythm like it's all free. Bossy, house on the coast G. My money so long it doesn't know me. It's looking at my kids like I'm bossy. Bang, 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 hey.
Hey yo, Idris, tell them what they're gonna take the piss. When Steffi step out to that turn up in a diss. Body comfortable, I'm physically fit. I'm brown and sweet, just like the chocolate. Them ones don't like me. They're done a pussy pretty with the upper body. Shut on in the city with me bad girl pussy. Every man want piece of me. The back of them a pop and them a bun weed. Man want wine behind me have to move fine dusty. I'm looking for a brother who got hella pounds. 7'9", baby, I'm a hammer to the shop.
Bossy, house on the coast G. My money so long it doesn't know me. It's looking at my kids like I'm
So Driller says finally some Wiley on this podcast. I've been asking for a while now. Not giving the people what they want.
Now I know, Ryan. Now I know.
Dub says pull it, pull it, pull it, pull it, pull it.
Go on then, my son.
It's gone to the wrong tune because I pressed the wrong button.
That's okay. Until then, so actually, before we play this again, there's a couple of questions I just want to relay from the chat to you. And the first of which, I'm going to go actually the other way around. I'm going to go with DNB Cypher. And big up DNB Cypher, by the way, who asked, question, what is your dream collab? I think you've already answered that, but actually, I think we'll stick with the second part of the question. What is your dream gig? Oh, that's a good question. Again,
That's a
these
good question.
fucking questions,
Yeah,
man.
very good questions. I mean, I've always wanted to play the main stage at Boomtown, you know, because I've been there for so many years
We're
now.
talking about Origin, right?
Origin stage, the main drum and bass stage, I should say. But I've wanted to play there for so long because I've been going for years and I absolutely love the place. It's a magical place. And to have an opportunity to play the big stage that kind of blew my mind all those years when I was a bit younger would be amazing.
What year was the first year you went to Boomtown?
I went in 2018.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was actually 17. You have to be 18 to go, so I was a bit of a naughty boy. I used
police.
I used someone's ID that looked absolutely nothing like me. I don't know how it worked.
It's got nothing to do with me. Officer.
But it did, and I got in. I had the best time, and I've been every year. It's been on since, I think. So, yeah, it's got a special place in my heart. So, Origin stage has had multiple names in the past, but that stage would be amazing.
Fantastic. And I know you guys wanted to ask for me as well, but actually, I'll tell you what gig I'd love to play more than anything else would be Fabric this weekend, of which tickets are still available for hospitality,
Shameless plug there.
futures and foundations. The tickets will be available. George, can we get the ticket link in the chat? Is that possible? It's this Saturday. It's a day rave. So if you're old like me and you have back problems and you have spleen problems, you know, you can play this. But anyway,
Specific. Do you have spleen problems?
I've got many spleen problems. Let's just play your fucking 135 tune again. Should we go again? Let's go. See, that's Fabric, by the way. This Saturday, I happen to be playing at 5 o'clock, so if you're not otherwise engaged, please come down, see me clang some jungle.
If you're not booking tickets from Montana and coming over for it, what are you even doing, man?
Man a OG, man a half humble, man a bossy. Bring a rag a rhythm like it's all free. Bossy, house on the coast G. My money so long it doesn't know me. It's looking at my kids like I'm bossy. Bang, 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 hey.
Hey yo, Idris, tell them what they're gonna take the piss. When Steffi step out to that turn up in a diss. Body comfortable, I'm physically fit. I'm brown and sweet, just like the chocolate. Them ones don't like me. They're done a pussy pretty with the upper body. Shut on in the city with me bad girl pussy.
Them one piece of me.
The back of them a pop and them a bun weed. Man want wine behind me have to move fine dusty. I'm looking for a brother who got hella pounds. 7'9", baby, I'm a hammer to the shop.
house on the coast G. My money so long it doesn't know me. It's looking at my kids like I'm bossy.
Hey, yo, Sean.
Aye, so when me spitty bunny with it, maybe gala get with it. Spitty bunny with it, maybe gala get. When me spitty bunny with it, maybe gala get with it. Wind up your body and spin it. Girl, when you bubble at the trouble, while you give me this something, now turn it around and bring it. You're pressing it back on and on.
This next tune is one with me and RWB, Bristol-based producer, a good friend of mine called Ryan. He's an excellent producer. You should definitely check him out.
Great stuff.
This one's called Sawdust.
So we've got Sawdust coming in, Hoax, RWB. Alright, let's go party people, let's go! Daryl says, Degs, when you come into the States, where are you guys from? Let me know where you're from and I'll get you guest lists to one of my shows. Right, let's switch it up then, my friend. This is out. This is new.
It's very new.
Jar Headpiece Banger says, finally, some real talent in the studio. Just kidding, Degs. He's not. He's not. Because all I do is get drunk. And now I have someone who's 23 years old actually playing bangers, and I think everyone's just like, can you come back again? Big up San Francisco in the house, Chicago, Illinois. Big up the Schroeder twins. I believe I'm doing a festival potentially in Austin. I'll let you guys know as soon as I know. Ryan's, you're mixing in. Jeremiah Davis says, wife and I are going to hospitality on the beach for the first time. Is anyone else in the chat going? Lineup looks insane. You know what? Let's have a little roll call, guys. Are you coming to any hospitality events? Let us know.
So this next one is my remix of Yeji Rengo. Garage vibes.
Right. Can we get some fucking noise right now then? Noise! 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 Noise!
Rain, make it rain, girl, make it.
Excellent stuff, man. We've got New Jersey in the house. Party people, have you guys enjoyed the sounds from Harry Hoax's fucking USB? I've got to say, my friend, you've got some bangers coming out. I'm really excited to see what you've got coming up next. And obviously, we've been in the studio today. Is there anyone else that you're thinking about working in the studio with? And is anyone you want me to try and put you in contact with that isn't a big artist? Because I only know like Unglued. He's like the only friend I have. Do you want to go in the studio with Unglued?
Yeah,
I can call him right now.
I do.
Shall I call him?
I've already spoken to him behind your back.
I've basically been like rendered useless.
But yeah, to answer the question, I think one of the MCs I'd love to work with most, other than Mr. Andy Degs here, is Strategy. I think Strategy is fucking, I'm allowed to swear on him.
Bro, you're like George swears all the time. In fact, I'll tell you what happens, right? After the podcast, he'll both tell us to fuck off so he can go on.
Fuck. No, Strategy, man, he's insane. I'd love to work with him. The person I just mentioned a couple of tunes ago, Ryan RWB, has actually just done a tune with him, and it's really, really good.
Wicked, man.
So yeah, I'd love to work with Strategy.
Great
There's many
stuff.
other people I would as well, but sorry. Carry on.
No, don't carry on. Thank you so much. Have you got any questions for me? Should we flip this round?
You've answered everything I've ever wanted to know about.
That's a terrible idea.
Already.
Anyway, look, I'll tell you what we're going to do. For the next kind of maybe 20 minutes, we're going to go back to back. George, do you mind if we just have a little bit of fun? Party people in the chat, thank you guys so much for locking in, locking on. Can we just make some noise for Mr. Harry Hoax? George, That was absolutely amazing. You guys can send some love hearts in the chat. I think what we're going to do now is just have a little bit of fun, play some tunes, and welcome to the 494th episode of the Hospital Podcast. Also, just to let you know that Harry will be back in 2 weeks' time. He's going back to back with another very good friend of mine, TJ, and it's going to be amazing. All right, let's have some fun.
I just want to point out that Sheepsidian said, hang on, it's gone past. Degs and Hoax are the Peter Parker / Miles Morales of D&B. Which is, I'd love to know who you think is who, which one is which. I'd love to be Spider-Man, so, but I don't think I'm tall enough.
At least it's not Peter Griffin, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Peter Parker and Peter Griffin of D&B.
What can I do? I've a burdening, overwhelming desire, but I can't break through. I'm way too shy to tell you how I feel. I'm way too shy.
Right now, Hospital Podcast, let's have some fun.
Make you disappear, don't change your mind.
What are we saying, Degs? 3 each?
Oh, let's go 1 each, man.
1 each. Well, you've already broken your first rule straight away with 2.
Okay, you get 2 then.
Let me introduce you to me famo. Raised up in the jungle, dressed in black, no camo. Deeper than the ocean, darker than the shadow. Stacked with ammunition, we are running out of ammo. And we don't mean to cause stress, but put a sock in it, these rappers need to talk less. My head's gone twisted like a vortex. Hit my voice travel through your auditory cortex.
That's what I said. You break that. That's what I said. That's what I said. You break that. That's what I said. That's what I said. You break that. That's what I said. That's what I said. You break that.
Watch out. You never know the gangster. Me say them in a jungle. Well, you never know the article. Me say them in a jungle. Well, you never know shy effects, man. Big in a jungle. Well, you never know you can big in a jungle.
complex style.
body.
name. Girl from over Mexico, Germany and Italy. Breaking all your chicken to the girl them.
between the lines. Find smiles in this resurgence, like my days are redefined. There's order out of chaos. It was dark, but now it shines. My team, they're running down for the fragrance.
I guess the only thing we can do is play your song.
done. Bad from me man. Where you get your mother from? Thing when me get. Put up and it stop. They don't wanna see this fast. But me up in me arm. But I don't know me vibes can't done. Lyrics them a fire like a bullet from a gun. But I'm from outer England. When me lyrics on fire, watch out some boy run.
Nobody better than we. Nobody better than we.
'cause the night is young. Who cares where we go? We're ready for the afterglow. Someone hold the sunlight back, 'cause we want this night to last. Slow games are slow ravers afterglow. We're ready for the afterglow. Lights and action, stronger attraction afterglow. We're ready for the afterglow.
Truth, the shine, the ego, the money, the fame, the game, just a move, dirty, I'm the pain, how we live, nothing left to give, no brain to throw shade, how we move, it's a trip, read the warning from my lips, play the game, take a hit, sit with drivers in the grip, change lanes and then we dip, you know the fighters must be lit, we're gonna rise up out the pit, it's a dog, keep the work, survival of the fit. Survival of the fit. Survival of the fit. Survival of the fit.
Everyone should know. There's some sex on some police, but it's every day. Another bad victim to the devil. Now why there's so much violence? Get it, we're not getting it. Influence you, influencing up to the standard. Father, man used to be the respected father. It's like your eyes are in the light.
Daga daga dang dang, stepping at the dance with the mic in my hand. You me move swift like the gingerbread man. See if you can catch me, try and catch me if you can. Them can't keep up, but they can't understand. When we switch the trip, they can make on warp speed. Them white too slow, they can't keep up with me. Them white them slow like a dancing.
Survival of the fit.
They lying on me lane, daga dang too. And the white just leave them black and blue. You don't know what's wrong.
Very far.
Hello. Yeah.
Yo.
There we go, party people. That was a world exclusive back-to-back from Hoax and myself, Degs. But on a serious note, guys in the chat, thank you guys so much for sticking here and sticking with us. How amazing it is. Jeremiah says, Hoax, please come back on the show soon. You going to come back?
I will.
You love to, yeah? My guy. Thank you so much.
Man.
Guys in the chat, if you've had a wonderful time today, on a serious note, firstly, let me thank King George, because we've literally...
King George.
Yeah, we've
All
lasted
down.
a little bit. It's like an hour longer. We're
It
going to
went
go to the
off the
pub.
rails a little bit, but in a good way, I think.
Yeah.
I had a great time. I'm sweating, man. I'm
sweating too, man. There is a shower at the Hospital Records studio, but I don't think George is going to let us stay here for any longer. George got to drive.
You never fucking use it, do you?
No, of course I don't. I'm a stinky cunt. No, I mean, stinky. Sorry.
We can swear, but not like that.
Do you know the geezer? Do you remember the geezer a few episodes ago that was like, bro, you need to stop swearing during the podcast. Like, you're literally pissing me off. And
Was it Chris Goss by any chance?
So if Chris Goss is watching, brother, I don't give a fuck. No, I'm joking. I do give a fuck. Please sign me again. No, but on a serious note, I've had my good friend Harry with me today. Thank you so much, man. Honestly, it really means a lot. I'm going to see you in 2 weeks, though, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to be here for the hospital Christmas special. Thank you guys so fucking much for locking on. Do me a favour and just show some love for Harry Hoax in the chat for me, please. And I will see you guys very soon. I tell you what, though, we're not quite done.
We got one more tune from me that I forgot to play earlier.
All right, do you want to tell the people a little bit about this then, man?
I made this the other day. There's not a lot to say, really. I made it in bed. I started the main idea in bed the other day.
So
I couldn't be able to get up and I wanted to make a tune. And I ended up making basically a similar rip-off, but I'm very happy with it, and I forgot to play it earlier, so we're just going to play it to round off the show. So
let's do it, man. Like Daryl says, Harry Hoax, the go out here. You pair smashed it. I love this, man. Thank you guys so much. One more time.
Big love,
Make
everyone.
some noise for Harry Hoax. Woo, 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 woo. All right, play the tune, boy. Let's go.
Evil business. Oh, I keep forgetting I can't hear it when we got the speakers off without if I haven't got my headphones on.
That back to back has never happened before. I think the people We're going to have to do this again.
100%.
We might have to do this in the hospitality on the beach.
I think it could be on the cards. Man.
Live podcast, hospitality on the beach. All right, if you guys come to hospitality on the beach, I promise you, if one person from the chat dares to come to hospitality on the beach, we'll do the whole fucking podcast there.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's 100% do it.
Right, watch out. This track, Hoax, Grizzly Bear. Let's do this. Hey, the Pink Baby will be back. So Jeremiah Davis says, bring the pink vape next week. George, how well did the podcast go after I started smashing the vape last week?
Get down to watch it.
Should we watch it later? Is it embarrassing? It's quite embarrassing. Next time you're here, we're going to be bringing an 83% THC vape. Should we wait till after your set?
I think
probably
right, after the set.
Okay, great. Anyway, one more tune. Hoax, Grizzly Bears. Get some fire emoji in the chats right now. Let's go! I should have brought the vape, man. Actually, that's a terrible idea. William says he's had a bottle. Me? Harry? Never. Never. You see that from George, right? Yeah, the Prosecco might have gone to their head. He's so boring, isn't he?
Hiding behind the hospital records name as well.
But you wait.
It's not even his own personal
No, but seriously, bro, 2 weeks' time, George is going to be live behind the decks. You know, he was literally star of the show last year. He's just modest.
He's always star of the show.
I know he is. He's just fucking modest, mate. Thank you guys so much for looking into the 494th episode of the Hospital Podcast. We have one more podcast left this year where I'm going to get fucking absolutely blattered.
Well, you're not already.
No, well,
even more than this.
Even more than now. You're going to come back, right? You're going to go back to back with TJ. You up for this? You up for the challenge?
He's
going to
play
some
really excited. He's a great
bangers,
DJ.
boy. He's going to play some bangers.
I'm struggle to keep up with him, I think.
Well, at my age, I struggle to keep up with you. Thank you so much for coming, my man. On a serious note, my man, thank you so much. Mate, it really means a lot. Right. So, George, he's still here.
George is always here.
George is always here. Could you just put his Instagram details? It's at HoaxDMB. You'll see it in the chat. I'm burping. I think we should go to the pub. What do you reckon? Let's go to the pub, my man.
100%, my man. 100%. Pub time.
All right, then, party people, thank you guys so much. This has been the 494th episode of the Hospital Podcast. We've got the last one of the year on the 20th of December. Hoax is going to be here. I'm going to be here. George is going to be behind the decks. And I tell you what, we've got some more special guests. But until then, thank you guys so much. From myself, from Harry, from George. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time.
Thanks a lot, guys. Hope you enjoyed.
Bye, guys.